Be prepared. We are hours away. Nobody saw it coming, and now it's almost here. The 33rd portal isn't just another date on the calendar, it's an energetic shift that's already begun. The energy of this portal is already moving, and whether you believe in it or not, it's pulling things into alignment. But keep watching, because there's one specific thing that's about to happen in your life very soon, something I'll go over later on, and it's going to impact your life in a way you never saw coming. Most people won't even realize it might be happening because of this portal, but once you do, everything will start making sense. And if you think this is just another spiritual moment, think again. Because this isn't just about wishful thinking, it's about what's already happening, and what's coming next is even bigger. Most people talk about the 33 portal as just another manifestation portal, but that's only part of the story. Yes, this is a day of energy, of alignment, of possibility. But what most people don't realize is that 33 doesn't just bring things into your life, it reveals what's already there. The number 3 is the number of creation, of communication, of the mind, body, and spirit working together. But when that balance is off, you feel it. And that's why this portal is hitting some people harder than others. If you're aware of it, you can move with it. You can use this energy. But if you're not, it can feel overwhelming, confusing, even frustrating. Things might shift in ways you weren't expecting. So if you've been feeling on edge, just wait. Because the real shifts, they're only beginning. And what's coming next is something no one is talking about. You might have already noticed it, but didn't connect the dots. This energy isn't just something you think about, it's something you feel. And the strangest part? It's showing up in completely unexpected ways. Some of you have been having intense dreams, maybe even nightmares, that feel almost too real. Others, you're feeling like life itself isn't real. That bizarre sense that things around you are off, as if you're watching the world instead of living in it. It's like you're in the movie of your own life, but for some reason, you suddenly notice the camera. And then there's the opposite. Some of you are feeling hyper-aware, like your senses are sharper than usual. Colors seem more vivid. Conversations feel deeper, like you're picking up on things that have always been there, but you never truly saw them before. This isn't random. The 33rd portal is pulling everything into alignment, and whether you realize it or not, it's forcing your mind to wake up to what's out of sync in your life. And that's why, out of nowhere, so many people are getting this sudden urge to change something big, even reinventing yourself in a way that makes no logical sense. But deep down, it feels right. You're not losing your mind. You're gaining clarity. This portal is bringing up everything that doesn't fit in your path anymore. And that's why this energy can feel chaotic. But don't get it twisted. This isn't about breaking things down for the sake of it. It's about breaking free. And the wildest part, the real effects haven't even started yet. Most people think energy shifts happen in an instant, but this one is different. Yes, the 33rd portal is happening tomorrow, but the real aftershock, that's coming in waves. We're already feeling the first effects, so it's reasonable to assume this portal is already open. But the most intense part? It won't fully land until around March 6th. Right now, it's like the universe is turning a dial, fine-tuning everything to the right frequency. But in a few days, that's when the volume gets cranked up. The energy settles in, locks into place, and reveals exactly what this shift was setting you up for. Some of you have already felt the ripple. Maybe you've noticed little synchronicities, strange déjà vu moments, conversations that feel almost too perfectly timed. That's not random. That's alignment beginning to unfold. But here's the thing. This isn't just about noticing shifts. It's about feeling them on a deep, almost unexplainable level. For some, this aftershock will feel like a surge of momentum, as if everything that was stuck is suddenly breaking loose. You might wake up one morning and realize something has completely clicked, like the missing puzzle piece finally dropped into place. But for others, the aftershock will feel like a reckoning, a wake-up call that forces you to face something you've been avoiding, something that can no longer be ignored. And this is where people get it wrong. They expect energetic shifts to be instant, to feel, understand it and move on, in a single moment. But the truth is, energy doesn't work on human timelines. It moves in waves, hitting you when you least expect it, revealing its purpose piece by piece. So if things feel chaotic right now, if your emotions are unpredictable, if life itself seems like it's rewiring around you, wait until the aftershock hits. Because this isn't just another energetic shift. This is the setup for something way bigger. Starting now, the number 3 will follow you everywhere, and it's not just a coincidence. Some of you have already started noticing it. You check your phone, 3:33. You glance at a receipt, $33.30. A random video you watch pauses at 3 minutes and 33 seconds. And maybe just take a glance at the clock right now. Who knows? And if it hasn't started happening yet, just wait. Numbers are more than just time. They're signals. And the number 3? It's the number of creation, alignment, and divine intervention. When you start seeing 3:33, it's like a cosmic notification, a confirmation that the portal is syncing with your personal energy. Reality itself is thinning, and some of you will start to feel it. Some will get the eerie sensation that they're being watched, not in a fearful way, but in a way that feels like an unseen presence is observing, guiding, even subtly nudging them towards something. You might feel a pull, like a thought or memory keeps repeating in your mind, almost as if it's being placed there. You might start getting a feeling that someone or something is waiting for you to notice it. This isn't paranoia, it's awareness, because when the veil thins, the universe starts whispering, and when you see 3:33, don't ignore it. Pay attention to what you were just thinking, what you were about to do, or what's happening around you, because hidden in that moment is a message, and for some of you it's not just a sign, it's an invitation. The agreements your soul made before birth are being rewritten right now. You didn't just randomly end up where you are. You didn't accidentally meet the people in your life. Long before you were born, your soul made choices, agreements, contracts, who you would love, who would challenge you, who would break you, just so you could rebuild stronger, the lessons you would learn, the places you would go, the version of yourself you would become. But here's what nobody tells you. Those contracts are not permanent. Some were meant to last forever. Others, they were always meant to end, exactly now. And for many of you, this portal is that turning point. Something is shifting. Maybe you don't even have the words for it yet. A sudden urge to walk away from a life that once felt perfect. A deep knowing that a certain chapter is closing, even if you desperately try to hold on to it. A quiet pull towards something new, something unknown, but somehow familiar. And here's the thing. You don't have to understand it yet. Your higher self is making changes behind the scenes, rearranging the blueprint, cancelling old plans, and replacing them with something bigger. You might wake up one morning and feel different. Not in a dramatic way, but in a way where the things that once felt right now feel out of place. The job, the routine, the people you surround yourself with. It's like something inside you knows they're no longer meant to fit. And the craziest part, some of these contracts are shifting for other people too. That's why some relationships will suddenly fade without a single fight. Why some people will enter your life and it'll feel like you've known them forever. Because in the grand scheme of things, you have. Your story is being rewritten, and you are not the same character you were before. This is why the past few days might have felt weird, not necessarily bad, but almost like you're watching your life from a slight distance. It's because, on some level, you are. You're between pages right now. The old script is being edited, and soon the next chapter will begin. A habit you've had for years is about to vanish overnight. Remember when I told you there was one specific shift happening right now that almost no one would notice? Well, this is it. This portal is deleting old programming, patterns, cravings, behaviors you've carried for years, just disappearing, and you won't even have to try. Something you once felt hooked to will suddenly lose its grip. Maybe it's an unhealthy craving you thought you could never shake. One day, you're reaching for it like always. Then suddenly, you just don't want it. Maybe it's a toxic habit that used to bring you comfort, but now it feels empty, unfulfilling, like it doesn't even belong to you anymore. Or maybe it's a fear you've carried for as long as you can remember, a constant anxiety, a mental loop you thought was just part of you. But then one day, it's just gone. This isn't just psychological, it's energetic detachment. When the energy shifts, it erases what no longer matches your vibration. And for some of you, the thing that disappears is something you never thought you could let go of. Some will wake up in a new world and never know it happened. Not everyone feels an energy shift as it happens. Some people expect it to be loud, obvious, undeniable, like some kind of cosmic alarm bell ringing in their mind. But that's not how this works. For some, the shift will be silent, seamless, untraceable. They'll go to sleep one night and wake up in a reality that's slightly different. At first, nothing seems off. They'll go about their day like normal. But then, weeks from now, something will hit them, a realization they can't ignore. They'll think back and notice how the people they used to talk to just drifted away, how something that once felt important now feels meaningless, how they've stopped chasing a dream they swore they'd never give up on without even realizing when they let it go. It's like stepping into a house you've lived in your entire life, but suddenly the furniture is slightly moved. The walls look the same, but the energy, it's different. Most won't question it. They'll assume they just changed their mind about things, that life naturally took them in a new direction. But those who are aware will recognize what actually happened. This portal didn't just shift their energy, it shifted their trajectory. And that's the strangest part. Because when reality moves that smoothly, when change happens without resistance, most people don't stop to ask why. And by the time they do, it's already too late to go back. You're not out of the portal yet. The biggest shift is still coming. Most people think of energy portals as one-day events, a moment in time where the energy peaks, then disappears. But this is different. The 33rd portal doesn't close the moment the clock strikes midnight. It lingers, it builds, it transforms in waves. And right now, we're only in the first stage. The real shift is coming in the days ahead. Some people won't feel anything until March 6th. Maybe even the 9th. That's when the energy locks in, when everything that's been rearranging beneath the surface finally clicks into place. And for those who have been resisting change, that's when it's going to hit hard. Because energy doesn't wait. It doesn't pause for people to catch up. It moves forward. It shakes loose what isn't aligned. And if someone has been holding on to old patterns, trying to keep things the same, that final energy surge is going to feel like a wave crashing over them, a sudden emotional flood, restlessness, an overwhelming need to do something, to change something, but not knowing what. That's the energy forcing a decision. For others, though, this shift will feel like momentum, like doors opening before they even knock, like the universe is pushing them into the right place, arranging events so perfectly that it's impossible to ignore. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experience or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.